Hello, hello, hello! Hey, Seth, Travis, Gara, and Westhoff. My goodness, I've got a whole group of people here already. Nice. Oh, hope everyone is doing well and keeping safe, especially with all that's going around, including but not limited to the weather and everything else. Oh, thank you for the resubscription there, Seth. Thank you so much. And having dinner sounds good. Sounds good indeed. Yeah. Um, bought a box of these little dumplings full of tikka masala. Those are tasty. 30 currently. This is in South Texas. Yeah, yeah. Um, It's not too bad today. Tomorrow and Monday around here is going to be a lot. Doing okay, tired, and possibly sick, but all in all, better than you could be. Well, better is good. Better is always good. Um, but yeah, no. I'm expecting weather tomorrow to be fun. Um, and it's funny with no longer working retail. Friday, my boss came to talk with me, and he was just like, if the weather's really bad, you can just call out. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a thing. Because again, I worked retail for so long, and it's like, unless, Armageddon has happened, you have to come in. And even if, the freaking trumpets of angels are going off, you probably still have to come in. Hey, Bahamut. Hope you're doing well, too. Yeah, retail ain't great. Okay, let's boot up this little beauty. Outer Wilds' best experience with a gamepad. FF6 Gao rage getting nice. Yeah, I remember reading that. Uh, Reading about that, and yeah, that was not good. Let's resume our expedition. Won't do retail and not enjoy manufacturing? Yeah, I mean, I understand that. There's bad parts of every job, but yeah, you can probably find something that's going to treat you better. Let's wake up. Why don't we put on some little makeup? Is there anyone who wants to talk to me about everything I've been going through? That's our pilot. The ship is a death trap, right? Well, yeah, it's a death trap, but a really powerful death trap. What, you suddenly care about safety now? Yeah, yeah. So apparently... Ow. You're supposed to be able to take this thing to the moon. Eh. Alright, is there anything else you want to talk about? Heyo, hatchling, here you're leaving a seek adventure. Iron Stomach is the mark of a true Herthian, my friend. Our hardy hunter-gatherer lifestyle stems from trial and error, but which our ancestors survived by eating lots of bad things. Yeah, apparently. Actually blasting off in that thing? Told my odds of survival statistically quite high. Yeah, space programs come a long way. Probably thank you for causing fewer flash fires than your predecessors. By the way, good luck with those retro rockets. Hello there, Space Cadet. Here you're leaving the crater. Just saying hi. Take care of yourself up in space. Yeah. Fire is good, but also bad. The radio, we want to play hide and seek. Moraine won't let us borrow their signal scope. Really delicate. I'll play some other day. True. And oh yeah, music in this game's pretty nice. Hey, Simon. Now, I wonder what would happen if I just say F it and just leave. Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pill and put your helmet on. 10, 9, 8. Returning to solar system. Now! Abort! Thank you. I mean, we've got like 20 minutes, you know, we should be able to get a decent distance away. Not that the stars are particularly moving fast, but I guess they wouldn't. Yeah, it's a great head start on a supernova. You know, it's just a giant explosion. True. I mean, true. You can jump bullets in Bijima games. Seems to be stuff coming in and out of vision. This is also true. Yeah, bullets are either hit scan or not. Other stars going nova? I mean, that is a possibility. You love the fact this game just lets you try out stuff? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the worst case scenario is you lose 22 minutes or so. Okay, I'm a kilometer or kilo of kilos away from the sun. A megameter. Ah, glad to know. Since it is an SI unit, absolutely. Next loop should spend time with Chert, like a good portion of loop. Okay. I just have to remember where the heck Chert is. And we're at 2 million meters away. Oh, could be. Ember Twin. Okay. Yeah, we can head back to Ember Twin. Type of surface rock found in central Tennessee. That makes sense. Probably? Yeah. Which probably means my name's like Topsoil or something like that. Okay, we're approaching 4,000 kilometers away from the sun. Named Scree, yeah. Yeah, the other one in the time loop is the guy on the water planet, if I recall right. Yeah, Giant Steep, yeah. "5 million meters away from the sun!" So curious to see how everything got so messed up. Yeah. Am I accelerating or am I at constant speed? It honestly feels like I'm accelerating because, those numbers do feel like they're going up faster. Constantly accelerate when you're engine on, so physics are fairly accurate. Nice. Just like going backwards in big rig over the top racing. Their inertia too. Oh yeah, no, plenty of inertia. That's what sometimes gets me in trouble trying to get close to places. Just thinking about that, it's uncapped. Absolutely. So many deaths. Yeah. Yeah. So let's see, time loop stuff. Inertia is the main enemy of this game. I'd say that's fairly accurate. Plus gravity. Plus lack of oxygen. Will we make 10,000 kilometers away from the sun? Maybe. I think if I hit 10,000, I'm going to take a look at the map. Seems throttle in this game is either on or off, which is a problem. Yeah, I think it's also because I've got a pretty heavy thumb. 10,000! Okay, you are there. Yeah, number's still going up. The map is struggling. Yep. I broke the map without even hitting the satellite. A new achievement. scale of all things proceedings should fit in the distance between the Earth and the Moon? Yeah. Other Earth gives looking at solar system map, looking at the hatchling like, where the heck are they going? See you guys, I'm going somewhere else. I mean, that is a good question. Side of the digits rising quickly, yeah. I think, yeah, probably one. Okay, so if I was to program this game, kind of creepy watching the other stars just flaring and going out, that is very true. If I was programming this game, I would probably only map out like a sphere of places that you could actually fly. And once you got to the edge of the sphere, it would just list number go up. Because at some point you aren't going to see anything. And the only way you can move out of the edge of the sphere is making the number go down to a certain amount. Because otherwise there really would be no point in programming that much, I would think. I could be wrong. Huh. I would think we'd be out of time by now. You watched the no-clip documentary on this game and you're not sure about that. The simulation's fairly complex. Okay. I mean, it could be. Yeah, I think that's just my my flight reticle. We're at, yeah, posture check. Absolutely. Hydrate. And a stretch. And a stretch. There we go. Okay, we're at half an hour. Minus 5 minutes for the introduction. And a 1, and a 2, and a sneeze. Yeah. Yeah, we're about 20 minutes, I'd say, into this game. I'm sure the time loop tech has a range or not. I think I recall hearing something about that once. Interesting. Okay, finally the end of cycle music is playing. Really curious if Nova's gonna catch me? I mean, it probably will. Yeah. The only thing bigger than Novas is the ego of the Nova Corps. And if you get that, you're a dork like me. Okay, you're not a whale's penis. Okay, it's small. It was worth the shot. You tried to escape the solar system. Chivo! Most boring recap ever! It got me anyway. Okay. We learned some more stuff about that. Lakebed Cave. And church camp. Okay. Squats, absolutely. Okay. Good. And picked up some pillows because this office chair typically wants me at a 15-degree. Ugh. Yep. Well, I guess the sun gets me somehow. This year you want to upgrade your chair to be one of those fancy gaming chairs? Nice. Costing 128. I mean, that's still good. Son was angry you tried escaping. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Just got work to buy you a 400 office chair. Ooh. Well, that just sounds nice. How are we doing, Chirp? Goodness, you! Think its first launch went well? Welcome to Hourglass 10. I understand now. I got questions for you. I found some stuff. Found Nomai writing about Sun Station. That's what's in orbit around the sun, do you think? This Sun Station? Quite clever Nomai to devise a way to study the sun up close and personal. Must have been tremendously difficult to construct. And hot inside, I can only imagine. Wonder how they were able to travel back and forth from Sun Station and the Hourglass Twins, where the slightest slip would have meant a fiery death. Built-in footrest and lumbar support? Nice. And huge. That sounds good. You should always have a throne. What are you up to? Hornful's asked me to update her star chart, so I'm out here observing. One of the best places in the solar system spot astronomical events, you know. What's weird is I've actually seen a couple of supernovae today. Usually I'd be fortunate enough to see just one. Keep an eye out or 4 on the stars, and maybe you'll spot one yourself. Yeah, so those were supernova, weren't they? Where should I explore on here? To be honest, I haven't left this lake bed. I don't mean to brag, but I'm really quite good with my little scout, so I've been taking pictures of everything right here at my campsite. Have you seen the old shipwreck on Ember Twin's southern hemisphere? The one shooting a bright beam of light in the sky? It's not one of our crashes, surprisingly enough. One's a Nomai. You'll find Nomai ruins across the Twin, but strangely, not a single settlement. Believe me, if there was one to see, I'd have seen it with my little scout. Where do they live? Where do they go? Where do they come from? Cotton Eye Joe. Not on the surface, clearly. Ember Twin is full of cave systems, though. Maybe the answer lies underground. Just saying hi. Watch out for falling sand, okay? Had to dig myself out once or twice, and that's not half as fun as it sounds. Yeah. Okay. Talk with Chert. From Ash Twin. Yeah. So Ash Twin is how I get to the Sun Station. Come on. Ah. Of course. Okay, never mind. I don't think I want to be on top of that tower anyway. Okay. So somewhere on this planet is a teleport. Didn't need those ribs. Yeah. Funny that you do the warp to the Sun Station and Supernova. Yeah. Oh, there's a funny thing you can do. Okay. I know the longer it takes, the more you can find. Let's see if there's anything at the South Pole. Yeah, it's gonna take some time. That's why I figure I have enough time to do some exploring. Ow. Ow! Wait, what? Wrong warp pad. This must not be good for my eyes. Sandstorm. Sandstorm. Yep. These warp pads don't scramble you doing that? Yeah, this is true. What was that? Yeah. That is true. Hmm. Jumping from planet to planet, you know, like you do. Yep. These are the days of our lives. Yeah, no, the light, the gravity. The asphyxiation. Jump fuel in the yeah, in your spaceship or at campsites. At least know my aren't using long-range Star Trek style teleporters. Yeah, or worse, J.J. Abrams style long-range teleporters. Okay. Look at me with my hotshot moves. Not sure about that one. Well, appreciate it. Oh. Let's say, what the heck is that smoke plume? But that's coming from the other planet. You know, as you're often to see. Oh, there we go. Bye, ship. Enjoy the other planet. There's the thing I want to go to. Okay, you're an elevator, go up. Oh, hey. Maybe one day I'll find a use for this thing. You'd give the hatchling a breakfast lunch bag every loop? Yeah. They definitely could use a hug. Okay, that's as far as you go. How many loops has the poor hatchling gone through by now? Yeah, quite a bit. Over 100? That's a good question. Hydrate, absolutely. And arm curls. Okay, and a 1, and a 2, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 2, 4, and a 2, and a 5, and a 2, and a 6, and a 7, and a 2, and an 8, and a 2, and a 9, and a 2, and a 10, and a 2, and 11, and a 2, and a 13, and a 2, and a 14, and a 2, and a 15, and a 16, and a 2, and a 17, and a 2, and 18, and a 2, and a 19, and a 2, and a 20, and a 2. Yeah, sanity would not be great. Nope. Okay. Just a little toasty. Not even a cheese toasty. Or by toasty, did you mean it in the Mortal Kombat sense of toasty? Okay, for some reason... Kind of all of the above, yep. My ability to look down... Yeah, those are fine. Ability to bring my nose down isn't working. But the stick is working. We'll do, sure, place, well, yeah. Okay. Yeah, just for some reason, my ability to tilt my nose up, even though I've... I don't think so. Three characters you like in Mortal Kombat: Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and Reptile. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's the control. Might just be the game, yeah. And if it is the game, best way for us to deal with that is give it the old reset. Yeah, because the sticks are working just fine on foot, so... It doesn't seem to be hardware. Okay, that works now. Yeah. Yeah. Totally how I meant to land. Okay. If I land you up here at the pole, I shouldn't have to worry about you flying off to the middle of the other planet. Sure, I would like that at this point. Looking for a tower at the Equator. Okay. Figured as much. A few times, but haven't explored it yet. Okay. Give it a little bit more time to let the sand go away. Ooh. Well, I know who would really like that. The Shredder. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think the only Splinter that can't really get it is the original 1980s black and white one, but I think that's because he's like dead for most of it. Oh yeah, yeah. I really haven't seen much of Turtles since like the original '90s, cartoon. Uh, but like a lot of the clips I see of various reboots, aside from the live action one that we won't talk about, um, yeah, no, they've been all pretty good. Friends are visiting the Hanging City and planning on the Ash Twin Project, High Energy Lab. Came lost in Ember Twin. My gratitude, Rami found me. But the High Energy Lab is the building with the large solar panels. Surprised I didn't see it. Imagine otherwise immensely clever Coney would lose his own head if it wasn't anatomically impossible. Cool! Cool, 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 cool. Cool, 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 cool. Okay, so these towers aren't the one that sends me to the other place. This one feels like it do, because I can't get into it. Ugh, this is the one I want. Yep. Well, Gara, could you tell me what I want, what I really, really want? Yep, I apparently want to zigga zigga. I mean, I guess I'd probably need the doctor for that one. Sometimes past since I checked in on you, Pi. How are you and Idea progressing with the Sun Station plans? My assessments are planned will either fail explosively or succeed explosively. Don't find that funny. Army thinks I'm a guest, and I don't recall requesting to monitor your conversation. Let's see the state of matter you have to do with this. I don't recall supporting the Sun Station construction, but here we are. Time spent away from the station will be beneficial to you both. I'm actually interested in testing your hypothesis. At least that we can agree on. Oh. Cute game. I'd imagine there is. That is good to know. Ugh. I was stuck like a whole bunch of baby moles on a bit of barbed wire. And if you've also seen the animals of Farthing Wood, you're welcome for that bit of PTSD going back to you. What is with British children's television and just absolutely destroying children's... Oh, there's a thorn bush, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Kind of like, hey kids, we have this beautiful little movie about rabbits. Would you like to watch it? Oh God! Okay, it should be out of the way of the sand pillar. It's educational? Yeah. So, recently, and by that I mean like 4 years ago at this point, um, re-listened to Watership Down, and the book is far less traumatizing than the film is. Uh, just going through the audiobook, and it's like there's maybe 3 or 4 rabbit deaths, and they're mostly unnamed background characters. But the movie's just like, oh no. Yeah. Now, granted, I would still take the film version of Watership Down over the other Richard Adams book the same studio and same actors did a few years later. Hey kids, you want to watch The Plague Dogs? Oh god! Everything in life is terrible. Yeah, kids. Yeah, they are. You have Lord of the Flies and the Animal Farm books? Yep. Okay. 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 So, I know that the 1960s, forgot it was if it was Disney or Warner Brothers, animated adaptation of, thank you, Animal Farm was funded by the Central Intelligence of America, the CIA, which is why they changed the ending quite a lot of Animal Farm. I get that, because while George Orwell was not a communist, he was a socialist, which is why the only actual socialist in Animal Farm, Snowball, is the first one to get kicked out. Because he was like, hey, I think all the animals should have equal rights. And, of course, Napoleon was like, fuck you. So, yeah. That at least had a purpose for being so inaccurate and terrible. What they're doing in this latest adaptation is just horrible. Andy Serkis decided, I'm going to take Animal Farm and I'm going to get my friends like Seth Rogen and Michael Cera and stuff, and we're just going to make it into like a Disney comedy animal movie. And it's like, wow. Wow. You've missed the point more than the CIA did. Wow. But, The Giver, yeah, Island of Blue Dolphins, My Side of the Mountain. Oh, God, I grew up with that one. I think I only read the first 2 books, My Side of the Mountain and something like The The Other Side of the Mountain, I think, was the name of the second book. But I think the one after that, Frightful's Journey, that one I never read. Freddy the Detective. Right idea? Oh, that's good enough. Barnyard animals that are like people. Sounds interesting. No, I don't think I ever read those books as a kid. '30s to '50s, yeah. Castle in the Attic. Well, it's probably a little more sanitized than flowers in the attic. The kind of commentary you expect from this channel. Of course, where the F this thing starts at, I don't know. It's a great two-book great two-book series. Nice. Oh. It's coming right for us. Sandstorm. Doodle-doo. Doot-doodle-doo. Doot-doodle-doodle-doodle. Darude. Okay, I think this is the building I want. Yeah, I don't think it was last year, but it was the, yep, the star-shaped forts. Yeah. So, if I recall right, the reason why a lot of forts are shaped like this is cannon fire. So the ball will hit here, but rather than hitting a flat surface like this, it's always hitting angled surfaces. And angled surfaces mean that there is more structure behind it. Want to get all the books you've read or seen in school? That makes sense. I know that's a lot of kind of stuff I do. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that'd do too. We'll let you pass by. Wish I could duck, but I understand I'm wearing a giant freaking suit, so that really wouldn't be too plausible. Okay. Hello. Okay. What? 281,042 years ago. No users received for 10 minutes. All systems entering sleep. 6 minutes, 49 seconds ago. An increased solar activity detected. Sun station hull integrity approaching critical levels. Closing emergency doors. Stuff! Warning. Opens emergency door. Well, the world's about to end anyway. Cool. Cool. Feel like a fly trying to get through a crack in a window. Science compels us to explode the sun! Can't we just change this? I don't enjoy working in a view of such a morbid mission statement. Yeah. But it's accurate. We're going to create a supernova for the purpose of scientific progress. That is our mission. Yeah, this is my first time here. Our mission is to decide if such an irresponsible feat is even possible. Okay, you guys are jerks. Here's a better one. Mission. Determine if it's possible to prompt the sun to explode. You lack a sense of humor. At least I don't lack a sense of ethics. Yeah. Kindly refrain from going supernova on me before the sun does idea. Or know my faces. Let's explode the sun! Yeah. Star has reached end of natural life cycle, now approaching red giant stage. Evacuate sun station. Approximate time sun is destroyed by expanding 2 minutes 15 seconds. 14 seconds, 13 minutes 44 seconds. Hi. Yeah. What happened? Was sun station not fire? It fired Yarrow, but it failed. The sun barely responded. There were infinitesimally small surface level changes. They're barely visible, even to the third eye. Sun station's useless. It'll never and could never cause the sun to explode. I don't know what comes next, my friends. I suppose we must start over. I'm not sure how to start over. Turn to Ash Twin first, my friend. Perhaps a change of task would help. Spire noticed a comet approaching the star system we'd like to investigate. Pi, I heard for you, my friends. We all know how hard you both work. I can only offer my compassion. How are you? How is Idea? We're well, Yarrow, or as well as can be expected given the circumstances, though disappointed. I may have disregarded the exploding the sun, but never wished the device would fail. I'd hope our terrible work was finished. Okay. Balance between, I'm guessing, matter and nothingness, the void. Yeah! You never want your experiments to go awry, but when it's, hey, let's blow up the sun! Like, no? Oh, I'm sure they did. Well, on the bright side, we went from the longest it takes for the supernova to get to us to the shortest time it takes for the supernova to get to us. My God, that flash of energy just kind of reminds me of that scene from Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Yeah, it wasn't even the supernova. The station just got engulfed. Yeah. Sun Station. Okay. Doesn't say that there's any more things to discover there. There's more to discover there. Yeah, I just marked that because that was the best way for me to find stuff out. Yeah, I definitely learned some things. Oh, that's how things are connected. Cool. Safely travel to Sun Station from Ash Twin. Nomad debated building a station in order to power the Ash Twin project. Dark Bramble. This will crash somewhere in Dark Bramble. Yeah, it seems like the supernova is natural because they tried to do it and they couldn't. Okay, so we haven't been to Hollow's Lantern yet, but that's because it's like a giant fireplace. Whitehole Station, which we've explored a bit. We found the ruptured core. Yeah, definitely wire cutters. Yeah, it would take a lot of power. Side reel from Hidden Gorge shows a glowing symbol and chains appears around strange bolts. Abandoned temple mark with symbol of a burning slide reel. It can be accessed from a passage from Hidden Gorge. Projection showing the stranger's current trajectory and the sun's predicted supernova radius. Oh. Light coming from the vault gave me a vision of climbing a spiral staircase to a room near the top of the tower. One of the stranger's inhabitants pointed at a mural, an identical tower beneath a ringed planet. Picked up an artifact and carried it downstairs to a room with a green fire. Sometime later, two of the lamps in the mural room turned off, plunging the mural into darkness, revealing a secret passage. Yeah, I'd love to figure that one out. Dense forest along the banks of a river. Heard music coming from a candlelit building across water. More to explore. Oh, and all of these have mark location on HUD. That helps me a lot. Ugh, yeah. The computer is very smart. It must be powered by quantum. Okay. I've got some jumbo marshmallows in tin cans. It's connected to the loop machine as well. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you get in here, the first thing you see is a bunch of green energy pumping in here, so this thing does seem to be operating on Nomai technology. Yep, cans of marshmallow. Not how I would do it, but uh, these guys don't seem to be big into plastic. Maybe. Unless all this is plastic. Could be. Can you imagine trying to remember all this information without the computer? Oh, God. Yeah, no. No. Got plenty of hooch. Good God, that's a lot of hooch. I mean, I get it. Oh, yeah. Well, you're 9 hours in this before you found the computer? Ouch. Um, I mean, I could totally see a 1980s version of Outer Wilds where they expect you to fill out an entire 3-subject notebook for this. Hydrate, absolutely. Yeah, and a TV. And posture check. Good. Outer Wilds is a Zork style text adventure. That wouldn't be too. That'd be kind of cool. Absolutely. Ugh. But yeah. Unfortunately, this is the kind of game that I can only do for like 2 hours before my brain just goes, nope. Um, but yeah, I'd say next time we really need to discover more of the Sunless City. Because that feels like a lot of things are connected to that. And once we deal with that, then the next thing we can do is the Nomai Quantum Caves, which is going to be terrible. Yeah, more to explore in the Hidden Gorge. Plenty more to explore around there. So, yeah. I think next time we'll do a bit of Sunless City and then head back over to the Stranger. Ugh. Brain pudding. let's see who is out and about. Unless anyone has any recommendations for a person to jump to. And thank you, Bahamut, for dropping by. Thank you, Gara, Simon, Seth, Westy, Silverpaw. Hope you're doing okay, too. Okay. Well, I think we'll go to Code Lizard then. Because they're a fun person. I'll always enjoy having you guys here as well. When we come back tomorrow, something a lot less brain needy. Thanks all for dropping by and hope you have a great rest of your evening.